Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We are playing Triangle Strategy. Just finished the Chapter 13 vote. So let's continue on here.
House Wolfort and Hyzant join forces and begin planning Glenbrook's recapture. But with the Norzelia River and the Esfrosti armies in their way, retaking the capital will be no easy feat. Roland proposes they infiltrate Whiteholm Castle and take out the enemy commanders. Though a risky gambit, it is well worth it if they can destroy them all in one fell swoop. Zeranoa and the others agree to the plan. In support of House Wolfort, Hyzant's great army marches forth for the first time since the Salt Iron War.
Prince Roland, there is something I'd like to ask you before our mission.
Then ask it.
Why do you really want to infiltrate Whiteholm Castle?
To prevent needless harm to the capital, of course. And to exact revenge with my own hands.
Is that it? Roland, you know you can confide in me.
I want to save Cordelia. She's bound to get caught up in the violence if we launch a full-scale attack. But if we can sneak into the castle, we might be able to get her out. I know this is a war to reclaim our kingdom, but I cannot rid myself of such selfish desires. Contemptuous, is it not?
I understand the burden of leadership. Perhaps it would be easier if we could but purge ourselves of our hearts. But as your vassal, nay, as your friend, I would not want the company of one so void of emotion. We will save Queen Cordelia. Together.
My friend, I cannot thank you enough.
Okay, looking like we've got... Oh, finally! So apparently I've made enough Liberty choices to unlock Giovanna. It says while scouting, or while out scouting, Hewitt happens upon an eccentric researcher who has been collapsed from exhaustion.
Is that... Still breathing. But I need to get her to a healer, quick.
Stone.
What was that?
My stone.
You mean this thing?
That's my precious stone. You have my thanks for saving me earlier.
It looks like you made a full recovery. If you don't mind my asking, what were you doing there in the first place?
My apologies. I am Giovanna, a scholar from Esfrost. I was doing research on Norzelian geography at the archives there. It's always been my dream to uncover the secrets of this land.
Secrets? Secrets of what manner?
All kinds. Our realm is full of them. Have you never wondered why only Hyzant is blessed with a lake of salt? Or why snow only falls in Esfrost? Do you not muse upon where the rushing waters of the Norzelia River flow from, and to?
Come to think of it, We do not know, do we?
There's an explanation for everything, and I want to... No, I must know it all. That's why I read everything I could get my hands on in the archives, and keep searching for answers to this day.
That still doesn't explain why you were out there.
Well, you see, Gustadolf decreed that all books on the land itself were classified information, and ordered me to stop my research. So I left Esfrost in search of a place I could continue my pursuit of knowledge. But I'm not made for traveling, which is why you saw me in such an embarrassing state out there.
I see. In that case, you are welcome to stay here until you decide your next destination.
Truly. Thank you ever so much, my lord. If there's anything I can do in the meantime, please let me know. I'm certain my knowledge will be of some use to you.
I fear a scholar like yourself wouldn't be much help in battle.
Not so. Why, I know everything about Norzelia's terrain.
Your knowledge may indeed serve to help us refine our strategies and gain advantages over our foes.
Oh, and might I mention this?
My word. That is quite a talent indeed.
See? I dare say I'd be useful in a fight after all.
In that case, I ask you to assist Huette in scouting.
You mean I can ride on her hawk and see the land from above? Oh, it would be an honor, my lord.
We aren't flying up there for the scenery. Scouting is serious work.
My apologies. I was just so excited.
I'll count on you to get her up to speed, Huette.
I will be on my very best behavior.
Understood.
Alright, so Giovanna has joined our forces. I actually don't like Giovanna at all. I think she's actually the worst character in the entire game. So it says, an eccentric researcher whose abilities provide potent only under particular conditions. And that's the problem with her. Only under particular conditions. Usable abilities change depending on the terrain beneath her feet. The greater her TP, the greater her attack power. So yeah, she can be difficult to use, mostly because it's not like, I'd kind of say like it's not dependable, right? Like the ability that she's actually going to be able to use, and are actually conditional, right? So it's like one of her abilities. Let's just take a look here. Where is Giovanna? Probably towards the bottom, or not? Where is she? Am I freaking blind? There she is, 18. Okay. So she's got Rock Toss. It says deal physical damage to a single enemy. Conditions flat land, rock, or pavement. So she has to be standing on those specific spots. She's actually a lot like a Geomancer from Final Fantasy Tactics, right? So where the spot that she's standing is kind of what's going to determine whether or not she can use certain abilities. Trekking for TP. This is actually good. Grant 1 TP when moving 5 or more squares. I mean, you know, just a passive, right? It's just good to have it. Ivy Beam says, deal non-elemental magic damage to enemies in a line with a chance to immobilize them for 2 turns. That actually is good, because the range is so good on it. But the problem is she has to be standing in either grass or a wheat field. Splash, I believe that's like she's standing in water, but this will heal. TP to power, yeah, so she'll deal more damage, you know, the more TP she has. And then Scorched Earth, I think she has to be literally standing in flames in order for her to use this. Again, it's just, you know, it's my issue is that you can't really depend on her, right? Or she requires other things to, you know, do what she needs to do. So like Splash, right? You would need to either make it rain for her using like a Zana, or use like you know, some sort of ice spell or like an ice stone, throw that on the ground, and then, you know, set it on, or well melt it, right, with a fire spell in order for her to be able to heal using Splash. So Again, it's just there's just too much in terms of what she needs to to actually be effective. So that's why I don't like her. Let's see, is anything available yet? Trade post? No. Okay. Okay, looks like we've got a side story here at Whiteholm Castle. It says Anna investigates the warship at the docks of Whiteholm Castle.
There's but a single longship docked? It would take one blast crystal to destroy, and their escape route with it.
Heard Hyzant sent in a massive army. Are we gonna be alright without the Archduke?
I wouldn't worry. Not with General Avlora on our side.
Her I trust. Thalas and Erica, on the other hand, huh.
Shh. Not so loud. Who knows what they'd do to you if they heard that?
So Gustadov isn't here, but Avlora, Thalas, and Erica are.
Okay, next up is on the Wolfort streets. It says Serenoa and the others commence Roland's planned and explode the Isfrosti warship.
Minister Serenoa, Minister Camsell, and myself have brought what troops we could muster.
I am grateful for the reinforcements.
As you should be. Hyzant hasn't mobilized this large of a force in 30 years.
There's no need for delicacy with this many soldiers at your disposal. We could fell the enemy with a frontal assault. Though it seems you have some other ideas in mind.
We do. The city and its people will suffer greatly should we brute force our way in.
Instead, we will infiltrate Whiteholm and take out the Isfrosti commanding officers.
And how do you plan to do that? Via some secret passage none but you are aware of?
Just so. The same way we snuck into the castle when the capital fell.
An effective strategy, I'm sure, though recent intelligence suggests Gustadolf has returned to his homeland.
In which case we shall target Prime Minister Thalas and Erica, and General Avlora. We'll have Milo destroy their ship with the blast crystal to prevent them from escaping.
What a devious trick. My favorite kind.
The castle will be easy to take with those three disposed of. Very well then. We shall do it your way.
We would like the two of you to distract the Isfrosti forces with your armies.
When their attention shifts to the front, we will slip into the castle.
Very well. May fortune smile upon us all.
Hyzant's forces have entered Castle Wolfort. It won't be long until House Wolfort makes their move.
Meaning they're coming here? It's hard to believe they'll soon be in the capital again.
My queen, I must advise against considering them allies. Lord Serenoa is now one of Hyzant's saintly 7. Not to mention they're raising arms against the seat of their former sovereign. They want justice. They want the royal blood that runs through your veins.
So you think they seek to make a puppet of me as well?
I do. But you needn't worry. They will not breach this castle so long as I protect it.
Indeed.
A battle is upon us, but fear not. I shall protect you.
General Avlora speaks true. Yet I still want to believe in House Wolfort. Brother, give me strength.
Hyzant and Wolffold begin to put their strategies into action. To draw the eye of the Esfrosti forces, the Hyzantian army encircles the crown city of Glenbrook. Meanwhile, Serenoa and his retinue, Aelfric in hand, will steal into Whiteholm Castle.
Hyzant's forces are on the move!
They're coming for the capital! To your stations!
Minister Exham's created quite the distraction for us.
Let's make for the harbor first. Anna says there's only one longship there. We can use the blast crystal to sink it and cut off their retreat.
Okay, next up we've got an exploration phase, it looks like. Yeah. So let's do this at Whiteholm Castle.
There are fewer soldiers than I expected.
They want us to load up art and jewels from the merchants? What nonsense is this?
Lady Erica commanded it. I'd wager she plans to cut and run if things get real ugly. It's ridiculous, I know, but imagine what she'd do to us if she found out we disobeyed.
Oh, fine, fine. Get the bloody merchants.
Perfect. I'll disguise myself as a merchant and search the ship. Once I find out where they've stationed soldiers, we can get Milo aboard.
Let me go. They won't look twice at me.
I would rather you not take that risk, my lord.
You and Eridor have too much gravitas, meaning I'm best suited for the task.
And what about me?
The task I need you for won't come until later.
I understand. Good luck, then.
Hide yourselves. We'll find each other after.
That man will stop at nothing to win, will he? Consider me charmed.
Alright, you there, merchant, help us load this ship. Yes, sir, at once. I'd best survey the area before they see through my disguise. Okay, let's do this. I purchased this large shell, keep my finances in order for quite some time. Here's the Glenbrook art dealer. A fellow merchant, the future is looking mighty bright with this sale. Or so it is, yes. 'Twas not easy gathering so many fine works on such short notice. Fine works, my good man. Tell me you didn't sell genuine articles. Our buyers, Lady Erica, the most selfish and capricious of them all. Counterfeits are good enough for her. Alright. So the top option here is morality, middle is liberty, and bottom is utility. I think at this point I'm going to go with morality choices. Obviously, I've already recruited everybody, and so if you haven't, you may want to do some different options here to get the final characters, via conviction choices. But again, since I'm already done with all that, I'm actually going to skew mine towards morality because of the Chapter 15 vote, which is a morality, or the vote that we need to do for the Golden Route is a morality route. So, again, going to go here with the top option. In my view, a merchant should be fair in all dealings, no matter the client. An honest and even-handed merchant. Quite the idealist, aren't you? I would only remind you that there are two sides to every transaction. Not everyone is worth dealing honestly with, you understand. Take, for example, those who would capitalize on the confusion sown by war to make off with precious works of art. From one merchant to another, Erica Esfrost is not to be trusted. But do what you will, in commerce there is freedom. Though I care little for Esfrost, I must say I respect their rather open disposition. See a 1,000 coin on the end there. How much can one ship hold? No matter how much we load, there's always more. Keep loading and quickly. Lady Erica's orders. Alright, this is an extremely important mission. Our cargo must make it to Esfrost. Though I find it odd that a warship be tasked with transporting art and jewels. Alright, so the top option is utility here. Middle is liberty and bottom is morality. I'm going with the morality choice again. Should the worst come to pass, surely it is the people who would need protecting. Needn't tell me that. What's more, the ship was originally built to ferry soldiers to safety, even in the event of a retreat. Lady Erica understands nothing of this, of course, and Lord Thalos would never deign to entertain the thought of defeat. The iron will of Esfrost shall never bend, though the two of them certainly test it. Nevertheless, we will succeed as long as we press our attack, and I have no doubt General of Laura will see to that. We can go along here. There's a luck amulet in the water. Okay, can't do anything else there. How about over here? Extra large HP recovery pellet here in the water. Looks like that's it for inside there. Let's go onto the ship. No time to talk, lad. They want us loading these at a brisk pace. Looks like here's quality fiber. There are an awful lot of merchants about for such an important request, and so late at night, I pray there are no ruffians among you. Okay. No ruffians here, buddy. Don't even worry your little head. It looks like there's nothing up here. Ship is plenty well protected. You just keep loading the cargo. Alright. Did I get... Aha. So here's the Marvels of Norzelia Volume 9. I honestly chose this route mostly because of this. The other two routes, there's no notes. You know, not that that's important, but yeah, that is why. Here's 2,300 coins. Got the 1,000. So we're right side of the ship. We got a... I think there's a... Should be one more item here somewhere. There it is. Kiral pellet. So that is it for the exploration. Let's end this. That ought to do.
How are things progressing with the ship?
We've learnt the enemy's position. If we can draw their attention, we should be able to get Milo aboard.
Hey, you there, merchant! Sorry about this. I'll inform my commander you'll need reparations. What the? Who are you?
Damn.
Alright, and that starts the combat phase. I am actually going to head back to the encampment here and do the mental mock battles that I haven't done quite yet. Yeah, still nothing new here. Also, let me just read through the notes here. So we've got the Marvels of Norzelia Volume 9. It says, "Dear reader, I must apologize for I cannot describe this location in any detail, both for my own safety and your own peace of mind. Pray forgive me. You see, the locale in question is home to an unlawful tournament hosted by, well, someone whose identity is a secret best left alone. It was pure happenstance that I found myself paying a visit to this underground arena. The matches are all bloody battles, and spectators take great joy in wagering large sums on which combatant will emerge victor. The entertainment here is truly a matter of life or death, and attracts an avid audience of high-born, wealthy patrons. You must recognize a face or two in the crowd, but it is best you forget whomever you think you see. Too much curiosity in a place like this is apt to get you killed. Of course, dear reader, you are free to doubt my account as you like. Indeed, your life may be happier if you choose to believe there is no such place where the rich gather to enjoy such a violent, deadly pastime. I'm actually not sure what they're talking about. Maybe that's in Hyzant? I'm not sure. Beagle's Nature Records Part 2. This is actually something that I bought a while ago that I just didn't read through yet. In the northern reaches of the realm lie the Norzelian Mountains. They are the source of the Norzelia River, and the blizzards surrounding their ice and snow-covered peaks prevent any from passing through. The summit is a harsh place where not even birds dare fly. Beneath the ground, however, run veins rich in iron, copper, silver, and more. The people of Esfrost eventually managed to reach these veins and opened several mines. Prospectors looking for iron deposits should first seek out the alpine plant known as ferrum weed. Tiny red flowers sprout upon the weed's black leaves, and the plant itself can only be found in areas rich in iron. Red and black, the colors of the Grand Duchy, are said to represent fire and iron, but may also stand for the colors of ferrum weed. The Norzelian Mountains are also a major habitat of great hawks. Great hawks, both intelligent and large enough to carry a rider upon their backs, were once known to nest all across the realm, but are now rarely seen outside the mountains. Due to the difficulties of artificial breeding, these mountains are considered a very valuable place to hawk riders and any who use birds when sending missives. Alright, so Beagle's Nature Records Part 3. In the east sprawls a barren desert wasteland known as the Hyzantian Sands, home of the Source. A tributary of the Norzelia River runs through the area, but its waters are no match for the desert's soaring temperatures and harsh sunlight. At night, however, temperatures sink below freezing. Aside from Hyzant's capital, developed around the Source and the western part of the sands, the area is entirely unsuitable for living. Several small oases dot the depths of the sands, and herds of wild horses gather around these watering holes. They are robust creatures, having lived in the desert's harsh conditions, which makes them a perfect fit for any army's cavalry. Nations are willing to pay a high price for these horses. The famed Hyzantian cavalry's horses were also taken from the sands. Many attempts have been made to reach the ends of the sands over the course of time, but none have succeeded. Although countless people enter the desert in search of adventures or riches, few return. Delving into the Hyzantian sands is not a matter to be taken lightly. One must be willing to risk their very life when stepping foot into the wilderness. Looks like I already did that one. Alright, so here's the Rosellan Uprising. The source is said to be holy ground in Hyzant, and a place where the Rosel atone for the sins of their ancestors. It is also the origin of the realm Salt, but its limited access makes it nearly impossible for anyone to see what truly goes on inside. However, during the midst of the Salt-Iron War, the Rosel rebelled against the Holy State and escaped, leaving behind a scar upon the goddess's statue, or so the story goes. Hyzant has never made an official statement regarding the incident. Even so, investigations have shown that a group of Rosel were spotted near the Citadel of Sands and the Wolfort domain at that time. It is also an open secret that a Rosellan village stands deep within the current Wolfort domain. Around the same time, Lady Orlea was also welcomed to Ironstone as a concubine of the previous Archduke Zygmunt. The Archduke never revealed Lady Orlea's origins, much to the disappointment of his chief vassals, but the occurrence of these incidents is much too great a coincidence to ignore. But those are problems of the past. What is important is the fact that the Rosel at the source possess the power to shake Hyzant. If we were able to harness that power, our nation would be in a most favorable position. Alright, here's the Saintly Seven. The Saintly Seven, headed by the Hierophant, are the leaders of Hyzant. They are responsible for aiding the Hierophant, oracle of the goddess, and guiding the Holy State's faithful. In addition, each saint is responsible for an important division and acts as a minister in other nations. However, all are equal in the eyes of the goddess, including the Saintly Seven. It is therefore strictly forbidden for anyone to pursue their own personal interests. The saints who serve the Hierophants are as follows: Sorcely End, Minister of Salt, Overseer of the Source; XM Marshal, Minister of Arms, Master of Military Matters; Kamzel Farrant, Minister of Domestic Affairs, Protector of Public Order, Edor Delmira, Minister of Religion, Lila Viscraft, the Minister of Medicine, and Tenebris Mistel, Vice Minister of Religion, Keeper of the Goddess's History. And that looks like that's it for those. Here's the Norzelia River ships. The Norzelia River, which runs through the Three Nations, is an integral part of the realm's trade and military affairs. In the Kingdom of Glenbrook, built upon the riverbank, boats are a popular mode of transportation, and cargo ships are a frequent sight. The holy state of Hyzant also has many large shipping vessels for their prospering salt trade. While it is possible to go upstream with paddles and sails, it is not uncommon to see people or horses towing a boat from the shore in the rapids. In Esfras, ships are necessary not only for cargo, but their military as well. Their warships are clad in iron armor and are skilled at navigating even the river rapids. Their naval fleet in black iron strike fear into the hearts of any who dare stand against them. Not seeing any other... There we go. The state of the Grand Norzelian Mines. This is the Grand Norzelian Mines were meant to be a symbol of peace between the three nations of the realm. A grand ceremony was held to commemorate the occasion, and everyone who anticipated a new era of peace coming to the land. However, the people's expectations were betrayed when Esfrost invaded Glenbrook. Though the Grand Duchy claims that the Kingdom of Glenbrook attempted to take the mines for themselves, the mines are currently occupied by Esfrost, and the truth remains in the dark. I risked my very life to ascertain the current state of the mines for myself. The Grand Norzelian mines are kept under strict watch by the Esfrasi army, making it difficult to even approach. I ventured as close as I possibly could and confirmed that the mines are, indeed, under operation. Numerous large carts come and go from the mines and take the mountain path toward the Grand Duchy. The carts are all covered, but I surmise they are filled with excavated iron. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. I tried to get closer, but was unfortunately seen by Esfrasi soldiers who loosed arrows at me without warning. Thankfully, I managed to escape with merely a scratch and quickly withdrew, fearing for my life. In the end, I could not discern the truth of what was happening at the Grand Norzelian mines, but I can confirm that the mines are in operation, and an odd air of tension blankets the place. But just what does this mean? Alright, that looks like that's it. I'm going to save and end this one here, and we will do the couple mental mock battles that are available now. So, as always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.